Welcome to In The Conversation. I'm joined by none other than the vivacious Ade Oladipo. His link is in the description below, so make sure that you subscribe to his channel on there. I am not looking forward to this episode one bit. I'm genuinely fearful that Tottenham are going to finish above Chelsea next season. They have never been better positioned to do so in a close season of the Premier League. Ade, tell me that my fears are completely unfounded.
I can't. I wish I could. I can't. Look, we'll talk about Chelsea and all their holes on another video. No defenders right now, not a number 9. The midfield that seems to be creaking, especially when your best midfielder can't keep fit for more than 4 games in a row. So I can't do that right now. Let's talk about Spurs, though. And look, one thing, as much as, obviously, Rory is Mr. Chelsea, Rory, you guys know that, he does give Spurs quite a lot of respect on the social that we do.
Yeah.
You know, you admit that they've got one of the best managers in the world, top 3, top 4, whatever. They've got one of the best number 9s in world football. They've got one of the best wide forwards in world football. They've just added Yves Bissouma as one of the best sort of breaking up play in midfield, making it horrible and not
Exactly
they are
what they
looking
need
at,
as well.
Oh,
in terms of signing the perfect player, it's not the best footballer in the world.
No.
It's a very good footballer, but in terms of signing the player that they need, the perfect signing for them, they've gone and done it.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
I love that. You identify what you need. What do we need? We need a midfielder that can do that job. Who's available? Basuma's got a year left at Brighton. They might want to get rid of him just because there are, some clouds over Basuma's head. We're not going to get into that right now. Let's get him. They've got him. 25 million, by the way. I mean, if Yves Bissouma was called Richard Johnson and he played for England, he's 50 million. 50 million right now. 25 million for Yves Bissouma. I know he's only got a year left. It's a bargain.
Yes.
So, I'm liking it. I'm liking what they're doing.
Also, I just think he's exactly what they need. You know, when you think about the players that have had to fill that position for Tottenham?
Yeah.
In fact, do you know what just came into my mind?
Go on.
Tottenham played Brighton in the Cup. And Bissouma scored an amazing goal against them.
He did.
Won a 50-50 against Son, took the ball and pinged it in.
Bang.
Harry Winks doesn't do that.
No.
Do you know what I mean? That's the difference, isn't it?
That's the upgrade. That's the upgrade. And then you add to it, Perisic has come in as well from Inter Milan. Obviously, they're going to be on this European trip and they're going to hope to do well in the Champions League. What do you need? European experience and squad depth. A player that Thingy knows, Conte knows very well as well. Fantastic signing.
Perisic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ideal, isn't it? It's exactly what they need. It's know-how, isn't it? Tottenham are going to embark on a European campaign, a campaign that a lot of their players aren't particularly well versed in.
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
what have you gone and done?
Yeah, they've got an part of the establishment.
Yeah.
Like Perisic is part of the establishment.
Yeah, you're talking
he's
about
never
a guy that played in the World Cup final.
Yeah, he's never
You know what I mean?
phased. Whatever game Tottenham are going to go into, whatever intimidating away day, whether they're going over to Turkey or to Holland or wherever, Perisic don't care.
You know what scares me more about Tottenham? As a Liverpool fan, I'm not as scared as you should be as a Chelsea fan because I still don't think. Look, I know you've got to get 90 plus points to get first or second. They're not capable of that. I know some people had a little dig at us when we done something for 888 Sport. They're like, oh, no, Ade, trust me, you can't say, no, I can. You're not getting to get 90 points. That means you only lose a couple of games a season. But what scares me is the improvements he's made in players like Eric Dyer.
Yeah.
I thought Dyer was out the Tottenham door a year ago. All of a sudden, we spoke to DJ Majestic, big Tottenham fan. He was like, he should be in the England squad.
It's not even...
What's going on?
Dyer, I agree with you. But do you know why I'm less impressed with that? Is because over the years in his career, say 2016, Dyer was very good at one point.
Yeah.
So we knew... Do you know Ben Davies?
Oh, no. God,
I didn't think there was a footballer there. I didn't think it existed.
Yeah.
And yet all of a sudden, he's looked brilliant.
Mate, speak to Welsh fans right now about Ben Davies. They love him right now.
And it's context. So what is he going to do to Bissouma? Like, you've got to think Basouma's already that. Like, Bissouma is already a player that is totally capable of playing at Champions League level.
Yeah.
That high-end action midfielder is brilliant. In fact, I went to Chelsea-Brighton. Chelsea played Brighton between Christmas and New Year.
Yeah.
Stamford Bridge. It finished 1-1. Welbeck scored really late for them. And I was so aware of Bissouma.
Yeah.
And I was sitting quite near the away fans. They were constantly singing his name. They do it to a tune of, that song Tequila.
Yeah.
They do Bissouma.
Okay.
And they were doing it constantly.
Yeah.
So that kind of amplified who he was. But he was the best player on the pitch. He was at the home of the European champions.
He's fantastic. United have been tracking him for a while. I don't know why United haven't pulled the plug or pulled the trigger on him, but United were looking at him thinking, that's the player we need in that midfield to go alongside the fancy players of Bruno and Paul Pogba. Give them Bissouma and then it allows the other two to go
and it's
and be
proven.
free.
It's proven. You know, over the years when they've tried it, they've tried it with Dombele.
Yeah.
They've tried it in a different way with Lo Celso.
Yeah.
Like, you know, with Basuma.
These are all big signings, by the way.
But with Basuma, it's done. There's no jeopardy. Can Basuma play in the Premier League? We're not even talking about that.
Yeah.
It's in the bag. And when you think about how good they were at times towards the end of last season, the way that they stepped up, you know the concept of Spursism. Yeah. The concept
thrown out the window now.
Well, it's gone. Yeah,
it's gone
because Conteism is stronger than Spursism.
Yeah.
Spursism and being Spursy, if that is a concept and a construct,
it's a thing.
If it's a thing, they lose at home to Arsenal.
Yeah.
In that playoff for the European Cup, they had a playoff with their biggest rival for the European Cup. If Spursism is a thing, they lose that game.
And aside from all that, look, we talked about Perisic, we talked about Yves Bissouma, we talked about Conte, and rightly so, they've got Kane and Son.
Yes.
They've got Kane and Son. I mean, Son's ridiculous. I mean, how he wasn't in the sort of Premier League Player of the Year or the PFA Player of the Year last 6 is beyond me. 23 goals, no penalties. What's going on?
It's an amazing output, isn't it?
Ridiculous output.
It's an amazing output.
23 goals in the Premier League with no penalties.
That's got to put him in a world-class conversation now.
He's there now.
Son.
He's there.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah, he's there. Yeah.
They've got 2 of their 3 forwards are going to be world-class.
I wouldn't take... I need to phrase this carefully because, you do videos and you're like, after thought, you think, wait a minute. Like, I know there's Vinicius Jr. and I think Liverpool have got a really good one in Diaz.
Mane's a better player than him. Vinicius Jr. is arguably a better player than him.
I don't know if Mane is.
Mane's a better player than him and Son.
I'm not sure he is. Mane gives you more. Defensively. Him and Robertson down the left, fantastic. Just as a goal scorer, left foot, right foot, one chance, bang.
No, they're different. There are attributes to Heung-min Son's game where he's better than Sadio Mane.
He scores goals, technically. He scored one at back end of last season. It was almost like it came at him quick and he kind of chipped the goalkeeper. And I was like, just that kind of level of skill, there's not many that have it. And him and Kane's link up, it's scary. So you've got that. And then, you've got other players as well.
Well, think about the depth of midfield. Think about the depth that they display in midfield. We've been speaking about Yves Bissouma and we're aware of what a player he is. But think of all of the other talented footballers that they have competing for the midfield position.
Yeah, let's not forget what Bentancur done when he came in.
Bentancur, Skip, Højbjerg.
Yeah.
They have depth for the first time
front,
in ages.
Lucas Moura, Kulusevski. By the way, I mean, look, we know Kulusevski's on a loan. They'll make that permanent. The price is getting bigger and bigger, though.
Think about the depth, right, of that midfield. Imagine if they then add Christian Eriksen to it, which they're thinking of doing, apparently. Suddenly there's more experience.
Yeah.
This is a problem, isn't it? Tottenham are actually a problem. Okay, here's an interesting one.
You're going to go crazy.
No, I'm not. I'm going to ask a question. Tottenham are a problem to Manchester United and Chelsea and Arsenal and everyone else. They're a problem. Are they a problem to Liverpool and City?
No.
I'm not sure that you can dismiss it as easy as that.
I can. You don't. You know what it is? You don't close a gap of, what was it, 30 points? What was it, 20? No, that's too far. 20. What are it? 25
points, yeah.
You don't close that gap if the others have all of a sudden got a bit stronger. And you might argue that Haaland going to Man City has made them a bit stronger. I don't know. We'll see. Darwin Núñez. Liverpool have never had that kind of striker since Fernando Torres, really. Like a big number 9 that's got a bit of pace and can head the ball. They've just gone stronger. Some people might say, they've lost Mane. Very true. But Luis Diaz was there on the left. 97, 96, 90. You're bordering on a you can only lose one game a season thing. And Tottenham, for all their positives, and we've given them positives, Tottenham are not going to go on a run of 13 games, not unbeaten, on a row. You got to win. That's the level that Spurs. That's the level that Liverpool and Man City have set. You've got to win 13 in a row.
Do you know? Weirdly, the number that you've said as well. Do you know the exact thing that you've said isn't going to happen?
Go on.
Antonio Conte did that with Chelsea when Chelsea finished 10th the previous season.
Oh, I don't want to hear it anymore then.
Like, it was a record at the time. Before Liverpool and Manchester City went mental, Antonio Conte set a brand new record.
Yeah.
Chelsea, we went to Hull away, and I remember going there. We'd lost to Liverpool. Jordan Henderson. Do you remember Jordan Henderson scoring a brilliant goal against Chelsea?
Yeah, top corner.
Yeah,
bang.
At the North Stand.
Remember it like it was yesterday.
I'm sure that was the game. Chelsea lost that game to Liverpool.
Yeah.
And then there was the Arsenal thing where we changed our shape. We then went to Hull away, and I remember going up there. I was on the way up, and my mate went, "How do you reckon?" And I said, "We get nothing today." We won that game 2-0. Costa scored, and Willian. We then won, which was a record, 13 of the next games.
You know, the one thing that's going to be a problem for Spurs, and they're going to find it out like you did the painful way. Conte doesn't stay at clubs. Conte, like, you look at the two big behemoths that you mentioned, Klopp and Guardiola. They're going into their sixth season. You and I know Conte. We can have a conversation in a couple of years. But Conte done an interview, didn't he? 3 or 4 months into his tenure at Spurs, and everyone thought he was going to go.
No, but up until Guardiola
he'd never done that.
He'd never done it either.
Yeah.
These things. Look, I don't think he will, but I don't think Tottenham care because the point of Conte at Tottenham in particular isn't longevity. The point of Conte is to end the trophy drought at Tottenham.
It's going to be difficult.
It's to elevate the club to where they.
It's extremely difficult when in the Premier League you've got those two giants, and in Europe you've got the Real Madrids, the Bayern Munichs, the teams in Italy. Their only trophy hope for me is if something goes crazy in the cup or they get knocked out of the Champions League and go to Europa League and they can go on a run like you saw West Ham and Man United do the season before. That's it for me.
See, I don't feel comfortable just saying that they can't win the European Cup. Because I think
what European Cup.
Well,
which one?
The European Cup.
What is in the European Cup? No chance.
No, but Addy, it's too easy.
Then
to
again,
dismiss.
you're right. Look, 4 years ago to a final.
And the team now is better.
No, I don't think it is.
The team now is better than the team that got to the final.
I don't think it is.
It is.
Well, Toby Alderweireld,
it's under better management, if nothing else.
Maybe Pochettino's a good manager.
It's under better management. Yeah. I'd say Harry Kane is a better player, a different player, but a better player now. Heung-min Son is certainly a better player.
Good question. Good.
Look, I don't think that they're going to win it, but I'm not prepared to dismiss it. I'm not prepared to say they're not because
who knows?
They're capable. They are a capable team, and it's troubling me. And at the moment,
do you think they've got enough to balance enough in their squad? I know they're adding to it, but do you still think they've got enough in their squad if they get a big injury to balance the European Cup run?
No,
that's it.
No,
that's the thing
for them to win any silverware. Yeah. It's going to take an awful lot of luck, but that happens. Yeah. Like say for example, they end this trophy drought, and that's the point. The 2008 hoodoo, Jonathan Woodgate etched into conversation after conversation. That needs to end for Tottenham, particularly as they're a club who identify at least as being a great cup team and a club with a proud history in the FA Cup, and all they have that. But they need something. They've won 2 League Cups since 1991. That's crazy. Mental. 2 League Cups since 1991.
That's crazy.
So that needs to end, and they have the perfect opportunity to do it this year. The way it could work, there's an upset in the Cup. Man City go out. Chelsea play Liverpool, and Chelsea knock Liverpool out.
I mean, look, of course it can happen. I mean, look, Leicester won the FA Cup 2 years ago. Do you know what I mean? It was like, no disrespect.
I've never thought there's a better chance for Tottenham to win any silverware than I do now.
I don't because of the top 2. That's my only reason I don't. If they play one of those top 2 in a semi-final or final, your money's all... I know Conte's there, don't get me wrong, but no disrespect, Klopp and Guardiola on the other side as well. So you're not talking like, Conte, he's up there with other top managers. Those two are just big teams now.
If they get lucky in the draw of Europe, if they get lucky, they could do some damage in Europe. I think that European football in that new ground is going to be lively.
It's going to be lively.
So they'll get through their group. I believe that they'll get through their group. I think that they're strong enough.
You know what? We say that. You get those teams like in Spain, like
it's going to be Titans,
Atletico Madrid.
Yes.
Like just teams that just know how to.
Yeah.
Look what they did to City. Yeah. Atletico Madrid. I know City went through, but they were kicking them. It could have gone. You get those type of teams that have got a manager that's been in the European.
But that's the point of Conte and Perisic.
Very true.
That's the point of Conte and Perisic.
Do you think they need a couple more then?
Yes, but I think they'll come as well.
Okay.
That's the problem.
That's why Eriksen's a good one. Eriksen's a good one because he brings that European experience with Inter Milan previously, and just is a quality player.
He's a quality player. Yeah. He's a quality player. So no, it's going to be very interesting to see how this goes for Tottenham. But what I will admit, as things stand today, look, this could all change. Chelsea sign Sterling, Jesus, and a quality centre half.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's a different conversation.
Yeah.
But as of today, as of the 20th of June, 2022, I'm not too proud to admit I'm scared of Tottenham Hotspur.
How many points did they finish behind you last season again? 2?
2-ish, yeah.
Yeah, so
but remember that there's context to that. They were fighting for every point.
There is context, but they finished only 2 points behind you.
Yeah.
and they just added Yves Bissouma and Perisic, and you've lost Rudiger, Lukaku. Who else you going to lose?
Well, that's
Aspilicueta, Jorginho,
Marcos Alonso. and then the dozen players that I want to leave.
Yeah.
And then hopefully Timo Werner.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So can they bridge 2 points? Yes, they bloody can.
Of course they can. Painful. I think we should probably end it there. This has not been fun.
No, go on. Let's give it going quickly before you go. Let's give our predictions for Spurs next season. Bear in mind, I think Spurs will add 1 or 2 more. I do think, I think Jed Spence could come in as a lively right back, pace, power down that right hand side where Doherty's just not quite worked out for them. Where do you think they finish next season, and will they win a cup?
Remember, I've always dismissed Tottenham. You know when people were telling me that Bale, Son, Kane, that he was going to, they were going to win the league under Mourinho, and until Lanzini scored that goal, it was going to happen. I was always saying that. I remember I was on the kickoff, and there's a clip of me that goes round where I say to Brian, he says they can win the league, and I say to the Geordie, I say, Brian, Tottenham, it's an illusion. That's what I say, and that's the clip. I don't think that anymore. I don't think that anymore. I think that they will end their silverware drought under Conte.
No, don't get out of it. I'm talking about this season. That could be next year. You think you're smart?
Yeah, I think they will win I think they will win a trophy this year. I really do. I just believe in Conte. I can't ever, whatever the conversation, if Antonio Conte's in it, I back Conte. I never don't. Look at his performances against Liverpool. Yeah. He gets results. He knows how to do it. He knows how to win silverware. You know when he competes for a trophy? If he competes for a league, I think he's won the league 8 out of the 11 seasons where he's competed for a league. So when he's done the full season for the league title, bearing in mind he's not always at the best. He was at Chelsea when Chelsea finished 10th. If he competes for the league, in the last 11 times he's tried to win a league, 8 of them he's won it. How can we dismiss that? I can't. I dismiss
that, and I'll go back to it. I dismissed that because of 2 names: Klopp, Guardiola. That's why I dismiss it.
And his European record, if there is a flaw in Conte's game, not very good in Europe.
Yeah.
So maybe it's going to. Do you know what could be beneficial for them?
Go on.
Don't have a particularly good Champions League campaign. Drop out of the Champions League and win the Europa League.
100%. I mean,
be an angle.
No disrespect to West Ham, who are a club only a stone's throw away from where we're filming right now. They got to semi-final.
Yeah, Tottenham.
West Ham should have got to the final. West Ham should have got to the final. Maybe could have beaten.
Well, they would have beaten Glasgow Rangers or whatever, wouldn't
exactly.
they? Yeah,
Glasgow Rangers, Stuttgart in the final.
Yeah.
He should have got there.
Yeah.
So Europa League. I mean, Ollie got to the final with Man United.
And he should have won it as well. He's done by Emery.
So maybe that's why I think if they're going to win a trophy, for me, it's Europa League.
God, there we go. Right, I guess we're going to have to leave it there. I have not enjoyed waxing lyrical about Tottenham, but sadly, I believe that they are in fine shape. But the night is young. Hopefully, Chelsea can find our rhythm and make sure that Tottenham do not win any silverware next year. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. Please do us the honour of giving this video a like. It massively helps us out if you would do it. And as always, please click the link in the description and subscribe to my dear friend Adeola Depot's YouTube channel. We will see you all on the next episode of In The Conversation. Cheers.